This is class B amplifier, another type of power amplifier. It is defined as an amplifier which is said to be class B amplifier if the input signal and the Q points are selected in such a way that the output signal is obtained for 1/2 cycle of the input cycle and the Q point is placed along the x-axis. So there are two types of class B amplifiers. One is push-pull class B amplifier and the second is complementary symmetry class B amplifier. Here the definition of push-pull is nothing but when both the transistors are of same type, that is NPN or PNP, such circuit is called as push-pull. When the two transistors form complementary pair, that is one PNP and other NPN, then we call it as complementary symmetry class B power amplifier. So we will discuss one by one now. Now first we will focus on class B power amplifier, which is push-pull. So here in this push-pull class B amplifier, this is a circuit which consists of, at the input side, Vi is the input signal. This is a driver transformer. There are two transistors Q1 and Q2. There is output transformer and then the load resistance RL, which is of loudspeaker. And here the two transformers which are used here, they are center tap transformer. And you know that the functionality of center tap transformer is it provides or produces two equal voltages with opposite polarity. That you have to remember properly. Okay. Now here the collector terminals of Q1 and Q2 are connected to the plus VCC voltage using primary turns of output transformer divided as N1 here. So this is important. This is the upper part of the primary winding. This is the lower part of the primary winding of output transformer, which is named as N1. Then the emitter terminals are shorted here and connected to ground. So this is a center tap transformer which we are using now. Now we will start with the operation using the circuit. So here during the positive cycle of Vin, okay, node A gets the positive cycle, node B gets the negative cycle because center tap transformer. So transistor Q1 conducts, transistor Q2 is off because it gets the negative cycle. When the transistor Q1 conducts, the current I1 flows through the upper part of the primary winding towards the collector terminal. In the same way, here the secondary winding is connected to the load resistance RL. So therefore, the total load current IL flows through the RL of a loudspeaker. So this happens during the positive cycle. So during the negative cycle, node A gets the negative, node B gets the positive. So because of this, Q1 is off, Q2 is on. So when Q2 is on, the collector current I2 flows through the upper half of the primary winding of output transformer towards the collector terminal and reaches the ground here. So at this time, the same current again flows through the secondary winding of the transformer as a negative cycle and reaches the load of loudspeaker. So like this, both the transistors Q1 and Q2 are utilized for 180 degree of the input cycle. Hence it is a class B amplifier. Okay. So here the same explanation is done using a positive cycle and negative cycle. This is Q1 conducts during positive cycle, node A, upper part of the primary winding produces the current which is positive here. And this is Q2 which gets the next positive cycle of the negative due to center tap, again flows to the lower part of the turns ratio of output transformer and gets the negative cycle. The same explanation again done in the waveforms also. So this is the waveform for the input cycle. Okay, this is the input cycle or IS we can call. IB1 is the current for the Q1, IB2 is the current for Q2, IC1 is the output current of Q1, IC2 is the output current of Q2. This is a complete load current flows across the loudspeaker of load resistance RL. Now another important thing, these two collector currents which looks like a half-wave rectifier output. So I am going to use this concept in DC operation. Okay. So now we will move on to the nomenclatures. First one, DC operation. So as we know that the Q point in the class B is placed along x-axis. Therefore, ICQ is 0 and VCQ equals to VCC because the maximum power supply here is VCC. So now when come to the DC power input, now we know that the DC power is defined as product of current and voltage. We already know the voltage is VCC, but to find the current, I am going to use the half wave rectifier outputs of collector. So both are the half wave rectifier outputs. So we can write that the total current of the transistor Q1 and Q2 is the algebraic sum of the individual average current of each transistor. So therefore, we can write it as IDC equals to Im by plus Im by pi, because for half wave rectifier the DCR average current is Im by pi. So if you add these two, you will get a 2 Im by pi. So the total DC input power is, substituting is VCC into IDC. So it's nothing but 2 Im by pi into VCC. So this is about DC operation. Now we'll move on to the AC operation. So AC operation, again I discuss the same thing, that Q1 conducts during positive cycle, Q2 conducts during the negative cycle because of the center tap transformer. So each time only upper half or lower half of the primary winding is utilized. I'm explaining this about this. Each time upper half of the primary winding or lower half of the primary winding is utilized just to conduct the transistors and to flow the output current. So due to this, we can say that the reflected load resistance RL dash is given by RL by N square, which is discussed in the transformer coupled also, where turns ratio is N2 by N1. So now here, which is shown in graphical representation, the turns ratio, if there is no operation here, is 2N1 is to N2. If there is an operation, it becomes N1 is to N2. Hence, the turns ratio is written as N2 by N1. And this is a graphical representation, which I already explained this in the classification of power amplifiers. But here, this is a Q point where it is placed along the x-axis. This is a DC load line. Okay, this DC load line is vertical straight line because here the output transformer is ideal and the winding resistance is 0, and 1 by 0 becomes infinite. Hence, it is a vertical straight line here. Okay, but when come to this AC load line, the slope is minus 1 by RL dash. Now here, that RL dash is the reflected load of RL, which is connected at the secondary winding of the output transformer. So that's why the slope is always equals to minus 1 by RL dash. And that slope can be written in terms of voltage and current, only using the magnitude, neglecting the minus sign. So here this is 1 by RL dash equals to Im by Vm. Here RL dash can be written as Vm by Im using Ohm's law. So Im is the peak value of the collector current. Now using this, we can write the expression for AC power output. First, we know that Vrms is nothing but Vm by root 2, Irms is nothing but Im by general formulas from the rectifiers. So in terms of PAC, in terms of Vrms and Irms is expressed here. Okay, this is in terms of peak values. So remember these formulas. Okay, here PAC is nothing but Vm into Im by 2. That is nothing but, in terms of using Vm is nothing but Im into RL dash, which is placed here, which already explained. This is Vm square by 2 RL dash. Remember this formula. I'm going to use this in a maximum power dissipation. Okay, this is about AC power output. When I come to the efficiency, as the formula says, it is a ratio of AC output power to the DC input power. That is written here, AC output power to the DC input power, PAC by PDC into 100. And here, PAC is nothing but Vm into Im by 2, peak values formula. This is PDC formula. Substituting this, cancelling the terms which are required, and I will get efficiency as pi by 4 into Vm by VCC into 100. So this is efficiency. So maximum efficiency, if you go to this, so here for maximum efficiency, you have to assume that there is a maximum swing at the output cycle. So maximum swing is shown here. This is a maximum swing when Vm is equals to VCC. So substitute Vm equals to VCC in this expression, I will get the value of maximum efficiency as 78.5%. So this is a maximum efficiency. So now we'll move on to the next nomenclature. This is power dissipation. So power dissipation by the transistors. So here we know that the formula is difference of PDC minus PAC, which is shown here. So PDC minus PAC, PDC formula is substituted here, PAC formula substituted here. Okay. Now So here this is the next formula which is represented only in terms of Vm, because we know the formula of Vm. Here Im is replaced by Vm by RL dash. So this is a power dissipation. Now we have to find out the maximum power dissipation. To find out the maximum power dissipation, we have to assume that AC power output should be 0. Okay. So to do that, what I am going to do, we are differentiating this equation with respect to Vm, which is done here. If I differentiate this expression with Vm, what I will get it as dPd by dVm equals to 2 by pi into Vcc by RL dash minus 2Vm by 2 RL dash, because here the differentiation of Vm is nothing but 1, Vm square becomes 2Em. That is done here. Here 2 get cancelled here, okay, and this is a constant term becomes 0, which is shown here. Then simplify, you will get this expression. So now from this what I need is Vm. That Vm is obtained by simplifying this expression, which is 2 by pi into Vcc, because RL dash get cancelled here. Now substituting this Vm equals to 2 by pi into Vcc in this expression, we will get this. So this is the expression which we will get. Now again simplify this, we will get this expression, which is 4 by pi square into V square Cc by RL dash minus 2 by pi square Vc square by RL dash, means 4 minus 2 we will get. If I do 4 minus 2, we will get 2 by pi square into V square Cc by RL dash. Okay, this is a maximum power dissipation occurs, okay, in the push-pull amplifier. So now here PDC can be expressed in terms of PAC in the maximum condition also. We know that the PAC in terms of Vm square by RL dash is this, and maximum condition is Vm equals to Vcc. If I substitute in this, we will get PAC max equals to V square Cc by 2 RL dash. Okay. Now that is can be rearranged using PD max. We know that PD max is 2 Vc square by pi square into RL dash. So here multiply and divide by 2 bar for this expression, we will get 4 by pi square into V square Cc by 2 RL dash. So here V square Cc by 2 RL dash is nothing but PAC max. That is replaced here. So we can say that in terms of PD max can be expressed in terms of PC max. Now the maximum power dissipation for a single transistor can also be determined just dividing it by 2. So here, so maximum power dissipation per transistor is divided by 2, it becomes 2 by pi square into PAC max in terms of PAC max and PD max. So that's the maximum power dissipation. There is again one problem example is given here. Prove that in case of push-pull class B amplifier, the efficiency at the time of maximum power dissipation is 50%. So that can be achieved using this expression. We know that Vm equals to 2 by pi Vcc as the maximum condition, and you know the PAC formula for peak terms. So substituting these values in this expression, okay, so we'll get PDC is 2 pi pi into Vcc into Im. So if I divide by these two, we'll get it as 50%. So this is one expression which proves that maximum power dissipation with an efficiency of 50%. Okay. So this is about class B push-pull amplifier. If you have any doubts, message me. I will clarify those doubts. Thank you.